I was just sitting here thinking about I was thinking about this mechanical mechanism, this pizza, this spiritual uh this spiritual walk, bro. This stuff is deep, bro. And I was just thinking about what the real issues come in at. The real issue, the real issues come in at when it comes down to stagnation, when it comes down to stagnation and all that, the issues come in when I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm sorry, y'all. The issues keep coming in. Y'all like, oh, why you apologize? I apologize still. You get beat up messing with me. I was just playing. I told y'all I prayed for people when I was in the street. When I did something wrong, I was just like them boys, or the Boondock Saints. I was just like them, so it's just naturally in me to do stuff like that. But yeah. That's what it is. I was thinking about the battery and the engine. So let's say these people supposed to be with you. They leave. They leave you, and so when they leave you, or they get hurt, or they start, they don't leave you. They turn against you. Well, okay, then either way it goes, you gotta decompose them. But they limbs of a tree. So they limbs of a tree. So this is really where the stagnation come from. This is where the stagnation come from. Like what I mean by stagnation, I mean like dark night of the soul. The thing that got y'all in prison. If y'all could really sit back and think about why y'all in prison, y'all be like, well, you probably in prison because of the fact that I might be talking loud, got the headphones. You probably in prison because of some factor where you had to sit stagnated for a while. You refused to. And guess what? By force you had to. See what I'm saying? So where is the weight coming from though? The weight is coming from the fact that your family tree has abandoned you. Not good. And the spiritual, not good. They ain't finna play that. It ain't like here on the physical. Where you it ain't like here on the physical where you get abandoned. And then when you get abandoned, you like I said, it ain't like here on the physical when you get abandoned. You just go over here, I'm gonna go over here and go over there and go over here and go over there. You can't do that in the spiritual. So what I mean, why am I saying in the spiritual and the physical? Because if 9 times out of 10 you with a group organization or something and they wanted you to go against somebody, bad as I hate to say it, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10. I hate to even work like this, I could be wrong. They probably want you to go against your own twin flame, or soulmate. And a lot of people don't know that. Even the people who've been working for them, and even different nationalities, a lot of people don't know that. Because, see, some magic won't work on some people unless they are from the same tree. Ooh, I said something then. You got it then?
Yeah.
You talking about going in the house?
I put them on the table.
All right. Some people said, I said something then, like the family tree. So when a family tree when a family tree do you like that, when a family tree do you in, it's in the spiritual. So now changes got to be done. Now change is gonna have to be done in the physical. But this is important. This is important. Like, I hate to use this for example too. All right, let's say it's a tree here, let's say it's two major trees in the world. The second, from the first tree is God. We don't know who else is on that tree right there with God. But this second tree got Michael, Gabriel, Jesus, and all them in it. All right, now let's say Michael was straying away or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's a big issue, right? That would be a huge issue. So we don't need Michael going against the tree. So now you see how detrimental it is. And Michael leave, then imagine having to replace Michael. I hate to use that for an example, but it's about the best way I can put it. Imagine having to replace Michael, okay? So now you go from tree to limbs to what part of the tree is, what limb, what vital organ is this limb? This limb is a battery. And this limb is an engine, okay? Now what got this, why is this particular limb stagnated? Because if I was to have a guess, even if you can move around and stuff, every limb of that tree is stagnated. Every limb of the tree is stagnated. Even if you can move around, even if you can go play, there's something about your energy is throwed off, okay? No matter what color you is, there's something about your energy that's throwed off. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So, where is the stagnation coming from? The stagnation is coming from replacing that battery. Okay, now what that means? That means, okay, you got Michael, right? You got Michael the Archangel in them here. All right, let's say, I hate using this guy, please forgive me. But let's say you gotta replace Michael. You ain't replacing Michael the Archangel, you replacing that vessel, because that vessel failed to listen to its higher self. That vessel rebelled against its higher self. The higher self will be Michael the Archangel, okay? Okay, now, that vessel must be decomposed. That vessel must be destroyed. That vessel, even if the vessel is arrested by sin, it's still being destroyed. It's still being decomposed. But it's just going in the opposite way. You still see it on the physical, but it's no good to nobody. So it's just running its own. Running in cycles. So it's running in cycles. It's no good no more. All right, so now we gotta find Michael, the Archangel, other vessel in the world out of 8.2 billion people. You see how that works? So you gotta find the vessel. I'm gonna stay right here for a while. Ooh, it's hot. You gotta find the vessel, and when you find the vessel, that's a process. Finding this vessel, that's a process. So you finding the vessel, Michael the Archangel, I told y'all, you see that stuff fall out of these trees, that's why you gotta have them things on. So when you finding the vessel, matter of fact, little green worms and all that, every tree, even y'all look high price, expensive, rich trees, every tree got them. every tree got them. So anyway, you got Michael the Archangel, and you trying to find a vessel. Okay, they finally found the vessel. Let me get off none of this thing. So they finally found the vessel. They finally found the vessel, right? All right, now you gotta wait now for the process. So now they gotta go over here and get into this vessel. But this time they gotta get this vessel, if I ain't mistaken, they gotta get this vessel to cooperate. Okay, now this is, okay, now how do this affect the physical? You mean how do the physical affect the spiritual? Because that's the higher self vessel, not your vessel. And this is how the physical affects the spiritual. The physical wants to get the money. The physical wants to get the bag. We gotta get the women. We gotta get the men. Whichever gender you are. We gotta get this. We gotta go over here and be this. We gotta go over here and be that. We gotta get that out the way. So the higher ups gotta get that energy out the way, or at least subdue that energy to the point of getting that vessel to understand it only take one day to become a millionaire. It only take one day to be successful with money. It only take one day to be successful financially. But it take a lifetime to get it right with what the divine built you for on this earth. So the job, the mission is on. The purpose that you're supposed to be here for is on right now. That's the purpose we need you to do. That's the purpose we need you to work at. So when they find that other vessel, they got to get into that vessel, and they got to make sure that that vessel gonna cooperate with what's going on. Otherwise, that vessel gonna eject Michael, and Michael gonna keep getting ejected. So Michael gonna keep going around. So that, with that being said, that's gonna stagnate the whole team. That's gonna stagnate the whole team. So when that stagnate the whole team, it's gonna stagnate the whole team. Cause I was just thinking about a friend a while ago that I used to rap with back in the day, and he had the perfect vessel. And I'm just sitting here thinking about who vessel was who when it comes to females and males that I was hanging with in my life. And I was laughing with God and them. I said, that must have been Satan vessel. Because Satan vessels, not the devil vessel, but Satan vessels always look perfect. The males and the females, they always like the perfect vessels. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Because one time, my ancestor was trying to find me a lover, and it was like 2.5, 3.5 years ago. And they was trying to actually find me a lover fast, because that's when I kept going to jail. But when I finally got me to calm down, there was no need for it. But when they were looking for it, the only one we could truly find was the 80 babies. You remember what I was telling y'all about the 80s? Not the people born in the 80s, but the people that's gonna die in the 80s. See, to get into the 70 bracket, the 80 bracket, that's an accomplishment. 90 and 100 bracket, them accomplishments. Okay, now let's talk about adding on life. How do you get in the 80s bracket and the 70 bracket? Okay, now this is what I'm gonna get y'all, because everybody wanna live forever. You ain't gonna get but 100 years out of here. You already know that, mostly. So at this point, you wanna get into the 80s bracket. You wanna get into the 70 bracket, 80 bracket, or the 90 bracket, right? Or the 100 bracket. Well, you gotta stop sinning. Believe it or not, you gotta stop sinning. And you gotta do things accordingly. You're gonna have to pray. You're gonna have to meditate. And you're gonna have to make things right. You gotta make things right, because, all right, now I can prove it to you. Wealthy people, anybody can prove it to you. I can prove it to anybody. I can even prove it to the car readers if they don't know about this. But this is gonna make a lot of car readers a lot of money. This is gonna make y'all car readers a lot of money. So I wouldn't, if you're a real conduit, I'm finna give y'all some energy. Y'all don't give me energy though. You come over here and attack me. Well, you probably, some of y'all probably have helped me. But I'm finna make y'all a lot of money. I'm finna put y'all on to some good stuff if the ancestors do it. But you're gonna have to be vibrating pretty high. You could go to a conduit and ask them to ask your ancestors what bracket you in. No matter if you the wealthy, rich, or poor. Ask them what bracket you in when it comes down to 60, 70, and 80. I wouldn't say 90 and 100. And if you vibrating low, they gonna say 60. They gonna say 60. I think I done even heard 30 before. But they gonna say 60 if you vibrating low. And if you vibrating high, they gonna say 80. Okay, if you vibrating in the 80s or the 70s, you need to evaluate yourself. Get beside yourself and ask yourself, what have I been doing good to increase my my lifespan to 70 to 80 years old? All right, now what do this mean? This means you will not die 9 times out of 10 unless somebody mysteriously just shoot you. You probably still gonna live. You will not die until you hit the 70 and 80 bracket. You are protected, literally protected, till you get into the 70 or 80 bracket range. Go check it out. And your car reader is probably gonna be new to them too if they hear that. And if you car readers do hear that from your ancestors, that's a good thing for you too. That means you elevating right. But there's a 60 bracket, and there's a 70 bracket, and there's an 80 bracket. And that's how you can, to those of you who want to live forever, I want to live forever. I don't know where you get that forever shit, bro. But you're going to get 100 years, right? Well, if you in the 80 bracket, And probably 9 times out of 10, some of you higher ups, wealthy and stuff, y'all probably already in the 70 and 80 bracket. You don't, some of y'all just don't know you was probably powerful over there and still over here, protected over there, protected over here. I'm just showing you how to keep your protection. The problem is when we leave, when we get from heaven to here, we forget who we are and we forget how powerful we really is because we let money trick us into thinking. We let money trick us into thinking that that's where the power is. That's when the dissension start though. People don't know that. Because most of the time to get money in this world, it ain't really good, no matter if you're a good person or not. But anyway, yep, that's pretty much it. So remember that, like, it's your battery. That's why I told you it ain't got nothing to do with color. It's got to do with your batteries. Your batteries is what gets you stagnated. So if you got somebody, let's say you rich, and somebody convinced you to do something shady to somebody, like put them in the box, okay? And y'all was putting this person in a box, and y'all ciphered this person's energy, and y'all wind up killing this person. I'm talking about, like, let's say it was Pop them or somebody, no bigger somebody. If y'all got stagnated, if that stagnated all y'all, like, you gotta know what stagnation is. You gotta know what it is. Say if you got money, you going here, you doing the same thing every day, then you stagnated. Even if you got money, you go over here, you get on your plane, you do this, but something don't feel right. You feel like you're not moving forward. You stagnated. Somebody convinced you to kill your own tree limb. By doing that, why do they do this? Why do they go out their way to do this? Because they don't want the karma. That's powerful, what I just said. If y'all heard through all the cloudiness, but that's powerful. They don't want the karma. They don't want to deal with the karma. So if they could get their own to kill them, it's going to be more attention focused on the fact that a tree just killed its own limb. A tree just, destroyed one of its own limbs. So imagine that, right? Imagine this limb killing that limb. You see what I'm saying? Imagine this limb killing that limb. So you got to wait, because that limb might be a battery to that engine. So you're gonna have to wait. The process is long and tedious, because depending on what kind of tree you is, what kind of engine, what kind of tree you is, and what it belongs to, it's gonna take a while. Yep, that's what I got out of the spiritual realm. Now that's a little evidence right there that I'm in and out the spiritual realm for real. And that's how it works. So now y'all understand why it's detrimentally important. It's vital. I don't know why I keep saying detrimental. I love that word though. It's vitally important for you to stand still when they want you to stand still. And when you choose not to stand still, something happens to make it to where you have to stand still, like going to prison for a very long time. Because depending on what part of the limb of that tree and what part of the tree you is, and what part, what kind of tree, what tree you was, that's powerful, bro. I hope y'all got it, man. I would have explained it better, but I'm still on that relax mode. You know what I'm saying?